Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and in this video we're going to be going over the live letter. What live letter is this at this point? I can't even keep track of the number anymore. What do we got? What number is that? LXXV, so that's what, 76? So many live letters. I can't keep track of these anymore. Live letter 76 overview. This is the patch 6.4 preview part 1, which means it's on the lighter side of things, and that became incredibly obvious just right from the get-go. So don't expect a whole lot, but here to cover it as we normally do. So the live letter actually didn't start with any particular news about Final Fantasy XIV. Instead, as you can see from the wall of text here, it was actually more interview style. They cold opened with the current and soon to be ex-CEO of Square Enix, Matsuda-san, who many may remember as holding Yoshi P at gunpoint to announce Machinist and coming dressed as a blue mage for that announcement as well. He's also more recently been known for some other opinions that he has had, and his timely departure from the company, given who is taking over, is certainly a topic for a video all on its own. Those of you who know. But he was having some final words since he's going to be stepping down from the company in June and is going to be replaced by a new CEO, Takashi Kiryu, who was also present with his the guitar, the Final Fantasy XIV guitar, that apparently he purchased with his own money and didn't just say, hey, I'm kind of a big deal, give me a free guitar. So this was just Matsuda talking about some of the nice memories that he's had with the different fan fests and dressing up as a blue mage and wishing the team the best of luck, saying he's going to be taking on a lot of golf now that he's retiring and stepping down from CEO, and that he wants Yoshi P to please add golf into Final Fantasy XIV. that was his final wish as CEO. Yoshi P, please add golf to Final Fantasy XIV. Then they briefly interviewed the new CEO, who was so nervous. He was like holding on to the guitar. It was like his support animal or something. And he talks about how he doesn't really know what his favorite Square Enix game is of all time, because there's a lot of games, but that his wife has recently been trying to take him through Final Fantasy XIV and has been like preparing gear for him and weapons and trying to tell him to hurry up in dungeons. Apparently she doesn't like when he runs down the wrong path in Sestasha, or down, to the other side of the room in Orumvale, away from wherever you're supposed to actually be going. So yeah, she's doing her best to try to get him acclimated with Final Fantasy XIV in particular. So that's what he's playing the most at the moment. Other than that, he just said that, he thinks Final Fantasy XIV is the best game in the world and he wants it to be even better, and that he's looking forward to stepping in, and that they'll probably have the ex-CEO, Matsuda-san, at FanFest in Tokyo. They're probably going to have him on for something just to ask him some questions now that he's not going to be CEO anymore. Then they went on to the usual producer live letter stuff. Yoshi P comments how he's been very busy, and they started by letting us know that patch 6.38 is next week, and anyone who follows the game is not surprised by the contents of 6.38. We know the North American data centers are getting new hardware, and that because of that, all data centers will be having a 24-hour maintenance, not just North America. They just want to make sure it's even across all of the different servers and data centers. There's going to be some PvP adjustments. Season 6 of Crystalline Conflict is starting, and as expected, the weekly Savage restrictions for Abyssos will be lifted. About 10 weeks later than I feel like they should have been, but they're here. So, yay, one more week, and then not even one more week, just a few more days, and then, yeah, it'll finally be gone. Woo. Hopefully that's not going to be the case forever. He also mentions how at PAX East, somebody brought them a body pillow to sign of Grahatia, and I have to assume that this is Foxclown's face when he saw the body pillow. Because it's way too fitting given the choice of topic here, and Foxclown's face, he's like, no, no, please. He wasn't even at PAX East, but I'm sure he saw it at some point, given that Yoshi P's talking about it. Yoshi P's like, have you seen this Graha body pillow? Foxclown's like, every night in my dreams. Anyway, new patch, starting with the title. Patch 6.4 is called The Dark Throne, which sounds like what would have been the name for the trial, but we actually know the name for the trial, as you'll see, but unlike the last two patches. New main scenario quests, no surprise. However, what did surprise me is the return of Erenville, one of our, what are they called? The Gleaners, I believe. It's been a long time since we've interacted with them, I feel. We've got Kryl, we've got Erenville, of course, we've got Zero, who I can't tell if they're probably by where the new dungeon is, because it looks I mean, it looks like it's the 13th just because of the darkness in the background, but it's a little brighter than I expect the 13th to be. Then, of course, we have Tataru's Grand Endeavor continuing, and we are going to be revisiting Daddy Gaius and his one remaining child. So they don't outright say it. Oh, no. Yeah, so they do say it here. You have to do the Warlick questline, the Shadowbringers Trial series, so you can go visit Allie and Gaius over at, oh man, what's the name of that town? I've been looking for a reason to revisit that town too, because I just have a few triple triad opponents there that I never dealt with, so I gotta head back to do that. I mean, this will be a good excuse for me to head back and do that, but yeah, that's gonna be the next part of Tataru, and I'm very much looking forward to that one. I haven't even done the 6.3 one yet. I got to get around to that. Hildebrand going to be continuing, as I like to call it now, the Brandy Hildy series. We got a couple screenshots here as well. We have Hildebrand, the Warrior of Light, Nashu, the crazy dude, and Brandy Hildy, and the Poo-Poo all talking to Luge, who continues to be the primary villain. And then we have Brandy Hildy looking at the sleeping Poo-Poo. And Brandy Hildy is the greatest thing, and you can't convince me otherwise. And I hope whoever made him is incredibly proud of what they've accomplished. whoever made Brandy Hildy, whoever even conceptualized Brandy Hildy, S+ idea, as far as I'm concerned. Then we have more relic updates. At this point, I just expect it to be tomes again, even though I really hope it's not, because boy, do I not like having to get 54,000 tomes, and I sure as heck don't want to get like 71,000 tomes. I don't want to have to do that. I'd rather do an actual activity with tomes as an option than it only being tomes. But just another quick scene. Godbert and Geralt, honestly, they've been very entertaining, even if the quest otherwise hasn't been the greatest. Freaking tomes. There's also going to be new Splendorous Tools updates, so if you've already gotten started on those, you're going to have another update to those in the next patch. And it looks like Granault is confessing his emotions to Moen, so it's kind of how we see, over on the source, this is something that we kind of think is internalized by both of them with Geralt and Rowena, but it's very externalized apparently with Granault and Moen, so they're having a great time over in the first. And then I guess a minion version of this frog. We have a mount of this already, so I guess maybe this is a minion version. I'm not entirely sure. Dungeon, the Ether Font. This is the new dungeon. Dude, everyone was like, Eureka? Charlian? Hinterland? Stravania? There's a few places this could be. Some people brought up the location where all of the primals erupted towards the end of the base Endwalker story when we were flying away. There's polar bears here. I could just be another one of the Charlian Islands that isn't just Charlian itself. Or, it could be one of the other places. But either way, it's got some Charlian structures in the back. We get another picture here. As someone who's colorblind, I thought that was Giant Skull for a second. And then someone said it's a completely different color. And I said, shut up, I can't tell. And yeah, so this is the new dungeon. Another open out. Like, I don't know. I love dungeons like this. We've gotten so many more of these, it feels like, as of late, or as of like, the last few years. And I'm a big fan. I much prefer the wide open dungeons versus like cramped caverns and places like that. So I like it. And our new trial, no secrets this time. It's Golbez, and it's gonna be the Voidcast Dais. So the Voidcast Throne and the Voidcast Throne Extreme. That's it. Which at this point tells everyone the potential Zeramis trial for 6.5. I think that's what most people are. It was honestly high on the prediction list anyway, was Golbez 6.4 and Zeramis in 6.5. This seems to kind of push it more in that direction, in that line of prediction. So I'm excited. I mean, I only got 2 more mounts to get. I got 6.4 mount and 6.5 mount. So I'm good. I'm good to go. Oh, you know what I totally forgot to do at the start of the video? I was going to mention why I'm swagged out, because I got a package yesterday from Final Fantasy XIV. I didn't expect to get it. They sent me some of the stuff from the Puma collaboration, which, cool. I wasn't going to buy it because I don't really want to spend the money right now, but I got a hat, I got a shirt, I got a hoodie, and I wanted to be swagged out for the live letter, so I'm swagged out for the reading of it as well. Either way, Golbez, new trial, looking forward to it. Please still be 2 totems, so I only have to clear it 50 times. Please and thank you. Next Unreal, I really wanted it to be Ravana, but I thought it was going to be Zervan, and yeah, it's... listen, I don't have an issue with it being Zervan. I just want Ravana. Please, go back. He deserves it. Ravana! He deserves it. Although Zervan has some great voice lines as well. And overall, the quality of the encounter is pretty good. I think everyone's going to meme the whole skip soar thing, but the rest of the encounter, it's okay. It's not as good as the other ones, in my opinion, but I think this will be a decent Unreal to have. Then we have added some special Unreal rewards as well. Sounds like it's a new mount then, but I wonder what's special, because they've never referred to Unreal rewards as, and I quote, special. I don't think they've ever done that. So curious to see what that ends up being. The new raid is going to be Pandemonium Anabaseos. That is our final tier, and we do get a few screenshots. But first, they are going to be delaying Savage by a week again. Thank goodness. I wanted them to continue this. And with the patch set for late May, most likely May 23rd, given the usual predictions that we make of 19 weeks between major patches, it would mean May 30th for Pandemonium Anabaseos. Now, I specifically want it to be May 30th for Anabaseos. I'll Google how to say it later. I'm not going to figure it out right now. If it's May 30th, then the Final Fantasy 16 demo is supposed to be 2 weeks before 16's release, which would mean it would be about a week after this comes out, which means I can get this done in the first week, knock on wood, and then have time for the demo, and then have time for 16. So that's what the hope is. That's what the plan is. Please don't be May 30th for the patch, and then June 7th for 7th? 6th, I think. May's 31 days. So yeah, please let that be the case. Please. Okay. Some screenshots, more trees, although this tree is made a lot more of ether than the other trees. And then we got this creepy looking thing. I heard everything. They were like, that's a Warframe collaboration. Someone's thinking, oh, that's Pandemonium. Someone's thinking Athena got a makeover. Who knows which it is. All I know is it's creepy looking, or it's just Sabik. That's another one that people are guessing. This is Sabik, and this is the heart of Sabik. Listen, we do expect to learn more about the heart of Sabik. Yoshi P did say we would learn more about it soon, and I suspect it will be an Anabaseos, so fingers crossed. Yoshi P says he looks like a common rider. And then, of course, Miyuna, by the way, our translators from the Final Fantasy XIV subreddit, Miyuna and Illuna Minori, thank you both for your work, as always. I normally shout that out at the beginning, but I'm a bit all over the place this morning, so I apologize. Shameless plug here from Miyuna. Their static is looking for a 9th for 6.4 Savage World Prog, so slide in their DMs if you're interested in joining. So it was pretty funny seeing that, just like slipped in. It's like, wow, that's really weird that Yoshi P called that out in the middle of the live letter. But thank you again also for all the hard work. Every unofficial translation we pull for the live letters is always from Miyuna and Illuna Minori, so appreciate both of their efforts as always. Rewards will be shown in the next producer live letter, so you won't see the gear. There will be a new variant and a new Criterion dungeon, pretty much the same in terms of structure. Variant being the multiple different paths, and Criterion being the harder difficulty, and then Savage being you can't die. You do not need to do the previous one in order to do the next one. And it is going to be Mount Rokon, which is going to be this like hidden ninja house up over in the Far East. So curious to see what we're going to learn in there. Really enjoyed the variant structure, but again, the rewards for Criterion was one of the big struggles we had. They didn't talk about it at all, so I'm hoping that is a top priority thing to cover in the next letter from the producer live, because Criterion bosses, the dungeon, the structure, fantastic. I loved it. But as soon as it was done, it was done. And getting people to do it now sucks, which is awful, because it's a great thing to go out of your way to do. Like, if you have 3, just find 3 friends that want to do it, just do it once. Even if you do it, I'm sure people who have beaten it before, if you ask them, they would do it again to help someone do it, but it's just no one's thinking about doing it. So it just sucks, man. They gotta make sure this one has decent rewards, gear, something, anything at all, please. They'll talk about it more in the next letter from the producer live, though. Duty support's being added for all of the Stormblood release dungeons, so all the 6.0 dungeons that are part of the MSQ, so Siren Song, Bardoms, Doma, Castrum, and Alamigo. Of course, because these are only MSQ, that does leave Shisui out of this, so you will still need to do that one with a group of players. And that just leaves 4.x MSQ dungeons for the rest of duty support, and then all the MSQ dungeons have duty support. We do get a quick screenshot of the triple samurai comp here. I'm going to have to assume Gosetsu is a samurai tank. Hien is a samurai DPS. The player is a samurai DPS here. And then there's a conjurer, looks like a mole in the back, one of the Aura tribes. But am I bugging, or do they have a bell attached? Like this? No, I think that's just the thing. That's the fence in the back. It's just, they look kind of weird. I wonder if they're going to call this a conjurer because they have the conjurer stick, or if maybe they're going to call it Geo, because Geo is the Far Eastern conjurer. So maybe they'll give it that flavor and call it that in the list. Probably won't function any differently, but it's hard to tell because we have Geo Gosetsu. Like, that's like a thing that we've now seen and experienced. So it's a tough call, but I mean, I don't think we'll ever see Geo as a job, so I'd like to see them reference it a little bit more. So then, yeah, just showing, yes, you'll still have to do all the dungeon mechanics. You'll still have to do the Bardom's test as they're showing right here. On top of that, there are going to be some job adjustments in both PvE and PvP, but they didn't talk about them in depth. There's also going to be some frontline adjustments because of all the changes made for Crystalline Conflict. It's had major repercussions on the quality of Frontline's gameplay. And so they are going to be doing some for that. Now, they're going to temporarily be removing Secure and making major adjustments to Shatter. I'm very curious as to why they've only specifically called out these. I feel like there's more changes they can make overall to all of the different modes. And Rival Wings, I'm not really sure about the health of that, but I'm not even really sure that anyone knows about the health of Rival Wings at the moment. All I know is the last time they temporarily removed a duty from PvP, it was Astrologos, and we still haven't gotten it back. So, I don't know. Who knows what they'll do. I'm not a big fan of Shatter, but if they can make it better, hopefully they make it better. On top of that, Series 4 is going to begin in 6.4, so you have until 6.4 to finish the Battle Pass looking thing called a series. But the seasons are about halfway. So 6.38 is a new PvP season, but the series will continue till 6.4. Then a new series will kick in. I hate that I have to explain this every freaking time, but I have to. It's just the way that it is. So they're going to be adding the new UI elements. They're going to be making some adjustments to Shatter and removing Secure. First big surprise of the letter from the producer live, Blue Mage is getting an update in 6.45 that is likely to be close to the end of July, pretty close to FanFest timing, actually. The level cap raised from 70 to 80, which means that Eden Blue Mage stuff is going to be a thing. I still need to do the Stormblood Blue Mage stuff. Got to get around to that at some point, so I got to find a group for this. New spells, new gear, new enemies in the Mask Carnival. It's the usual Blue Mage update. So it's nice to finally see them going up to level 80, but I still need to catch up on the level 70 stuff. So I'm going to have to get on that. I'm sure the new skills that we get at 80 are going to make the 70 raids easier anyway. So maybe I just have to do them after the fact, but I got to start looking now. Just a couple quick screenshots. We get to see what spell we're learning from Innocence, so we know that we're picking that one up. And then that was their halfway point. They took a short break, showed us some stuff from the orchestra, and after 15 to 20 minutes, came back and continued onward. So that was the 6.38 slide that was missing earlier. Yeah, they show all that stuff. Yoshi P's back said it was a little bit longer of a break, and he smoked 2 whole cigarettes during it. Ocean Fishing is going to be getting an update. There's going to be a new route that takes you to Kugane, but no mention of anything else major. No new random occurrences like the seagulls or the dolphins are mentioned here, and no new point achievements. Listen, I'm quite content with my world-class troller title. We don't need a 4 or 5 million point achievement. We don't need it. I don't need it. Don't do it. Add this. Add a few new things for that. Don't add more point achievements. But in 6.4, you'll be able to go to Kugane for ocean fishing. So there's that. Enjoy. Island Sanctuary getting some new updates, new sanctuary ranks and visions, a new gathering area. So going back, they mentioned how there was going to be major adjustments or major additions to Island Sanctuary in even-numbered patches. Now, keep in mind, we don't know how much that extends past Shadowbringers. Big question marks on that front. For now, though, we knew this one was going to be bigger, so a whole new gathering area. And given one of the creatures, I'm willing to bet it's underground or in the mountain or something like that. You'll see why. New construction plots in the hideaway, so that way, you can build more of the new stuff. New item rewards, new materials, craftable items, crops, animals, and ironwork handicraft. So this is one of the new creatures that you can capture. And Ziggy on a rock here, it just leads. This just, to me, this screams under the island will be the new gathering area, like some sort of cave system that's discovered or something in that capacity. We don't know that for certain, but that's just what my prediction is going to be. So that's one of the new animals. Now, new item rewards, new structures. So we have the clock tower. I don't know if that's going to be the only one, but that's going to be one of them. However, the big update is actually going to be something they teased a while back, something they said they were working on, but they didn't know when it would be done. They were going to try to aim for 6.4, and it looks like it'll make it. In patch 6.4, the island will support the use of outdoor housing furnishings in the hideaway. So you have to place them in the hideaway, but you can place up to 90 items. Now, I didn't know what the limit was on actual housing, but apparently right now it's 20 outdoor furnishings for a small, 30 for a medium, and 40 for a large. This is more than twice the amount of outdoor furnishings that you get from a large house. Now, it does come from some caveats, with some caveats. One, you need to actually progress your island to unlock the maximum number of slots. So it doesn't start at 90, but as you earn the new ranks and visions, it goes up to 90. So you are going to have to participate in the Island Sanctuary content to get it all. Number 2, special furnishings like striking dummies and gardening will not be available. So you cannot garden. People who can't garden, upset. People who sell Thavnarian onions, thrilled. So that's just that little caveat there. We don't know if there's anything else that's not included, like chocobo stables, for example. I'd have to assume stuff like that's not included, like ethernets and all that. But I would just go in with the expectation that doesn't work. But at the very least, you can customize the look of your hideaway with outdoor furnishings, and quite a lot of them. They are working on normal housing outdoor furnishing limits. They mentioned this at PAX East, and they re-mention it here as well. So the 20, 30, and 40 numbers should be going up at some point in 7.x as well. Just a quick screenshot of some of the outdoor furnishings. You can see the bamboo fence, all the different trees, the stepping stones, the umbrella. Yeah, you can see all sorts of stuff here. Just plant it around and makes the hideaway a lot more lively. Now, for miscellaneous updates, our new Allegan tombstones in the even-numbered patch are officially going to be Allegan tombstones of comedy. And boy, is that going to be the butt of a lot of jokes, especially if the relic is going to be tomes again, because then it's going to be, well, at least I brought all this comedy for this sick joke that they're playing on me. Yeah, on Twitch, we'll call them Tombstones of Keck W, Tombstones of Lull. They're going to have all sorts of weird nicknames. Now, under that is something a little more exciting. Maximum number of gear sets will now be increased to 100, and it will be 100 all the time. Right now, you need to go unlock jobs to increase your maximum number of gear sets, but that won't be the case. After 6.4, you'll just have 100 gear sets. So I had to explain to people are like, why would you ever need 100 gear sets? And I'm like, do you not understand that before glamour plates came out, gear sets were used for glam sets? Then glamour plates came out and those got used, but then they ran out of glam plates. So now they need more gear sets or more glam plates. You got to understand how many people make minute small changes. There's also things like best in slots for different ultimates amongst raiders and the number of different jobs you could try to get. You fill up a lot of slots between your regular jobs, your crafters, your gatherers, your glam, your low level stuff. I have separate gear sets for Eureka. Bozja, I have them. They're there. They're useful. So there are all sorts of reasons for these. So 100 will still get used up by quite a lot of people. So I think it's long overdue and much appreciated, especially disassociating it from unlocking everything. So definitely appreciate that one. You want more glam plates? Everyone wants more glam plates. They actually said that they're replacing data center hardwares to try to help make space for things like more plates, things that require better hardware than they're currently supporting. So, please look forward to it. And now we come to the funniest part. Despite the elegant tombstones of comedy, this is the true comedy. I don't know much about third-party stuff in Final Fantasy XIV, but every slide from this point on was, there used to be a plugin for that. So basically, people were pointing out that all of these remaining slides were third-party tools that people were using already that they're now officially supporting in the game. So gear sets at 100, apparently there was a third-party tool for that. This one, job icons being displayed in chat logs and player nameplates, there was a plugin for that. And now that's going to be officially supported in the game. So you can see the example right here with the role icon versus the job icon with the nameplate types. You can see all the examples right there. Then the next slide was seeing the total transaction between the total number of items sold and the transaction fee. Apparently there was a plugin for that. So now you can see that it's like, oh, I'm buying, a stack of 10 at 200 a cost plus the transaction fee is 100. So that's what the total cost will be. Then there was glasses and wing fashion will now display while engaged in battles in the overworld. I don't think I need to repeat myself. Now that's only in the overworld. It's not in instances, which doesn't surprise me. I'm sure it's hard coded in the server itself to not be usable in instances as a whole. So it's kind of a bit of a jump to get it to that next point. Oh, my cat's making noise. What was that? Oh no, that was something else. Then we have, okay, so this one's actually interesting. This one doesn't get that kind of joke and continuation. Items stored in a variety of locations can be selected when casting glamours in an in-room. So essentially, you can reach into your retainers, your armoire, your glam dresser, all that stuff you can access. I guess we don't know everything you can access because we don't have, we do have it in English down here. We see the glamour dresser, we have the armoire. Now, it doesn't say saddlebag there, so that might not be something that's done, but you can also see equipped by retainer inventory. It's kind of like blotted out a little bit right here, but you can see it behind the bar. And then inventory, armory, chest equipped as well. So nothing about the saddlebag, but at the very least, when you're in an in-room, this makes casting the glams without going through everything easier, but it's only when in an in-room. I'm assuming that's because all of the data when you're in an in-room is localized to that instance of your in-room. So it actually makes it easier to pull from all that information, but at least it means that you just don't need to shuffle around inventory if you want to do the normal glam casting and not using the glam dresser itself. So I appreciate that because I don't use the glam dresser a lot. I do actually use that a lot. And so that's actually really good quality of life for me. Now, fairies are going to be getting glamours finally, but the only difference is that now they can be carbuncles. I like the joke. I was like, listen, Carbuncle ate me over and over again in P5S, and now I get to eat him when I cast Dissipation. It's perfect. I was still kind of hoping for a Feo-Ol. I think most people were, and I think they know most people are. They have to be like hyper aware of all the requests for Eggy Glam and Fairy Glam. But I know a lot of scholars who wanted a Carbuncle, so this is good for them. But still, I feel like it's still the bare minimum, and I would like to see more. It also means that Eos and Selene, Summon Fairy will probably be consolidated down to one button. I mean, fair, there's really no reason for it to even be two buttons now, so this is kind of like a natural progression of things that we expected. But, I want more. I want more than just Eos, Selene, or Car. I like the idea of Carbuncle being replaced with Seraph also. Seraph's just like, no, Carbuncle. The real fairies are in town. And that was it for actual live letter news. Everything else was like FanFest merch, like full on QVC FanFest merch pre-order. So let's do our own little QVC. I'm wearing the Puma gear. There's no Puma gear in the QVC section here. So merchandise round 1 for FanFest 2023 to 2024. This is the North American FanFest merchandise round. However, all regions can pre-order most of the items. There's a few shirts and a hoodie that are North American exclusive, but everything else can be pre-ordered by North America, Europe, and Japan, regardless of attendance. You do not need to have a FanFest ticket to do these pre-orders. I get that question a lot, but fortunately it's answered on the slide right here. Now, if you are attending FanFest in person, there could be very long lines. They can't guarantee you'll get everything. They recommend purchasing beforehand instead of going instead of that. Now, we'll cover what that actually means for attendees in a second. And once items are sold out, they can't guarantee a restock, so they highly recommend using the pre-order. And funny thing is, as of this video being out, the pre-order is likely already live. It started at 9 a.m. Pacific, March 31st. I'm currently recording this. It is 7:30 a.m. Pacific. The video might not even be on YouTube by the time that becomes available. So, sorry, I'm just reporting on the news. I can't be your answer to everything right here. And some items are exclusive to North America. Like I said, we'll cover that in a bit. So if you pre-order for North America, they will be scheduled to shipping on July 14th ahead of Fan Festival. So they will be shipped to you. I think the idea is that so you could wear them to Fan Fest, getting them ahead of time. So I'd assume that's the reason why. But the pre-orders are from March 31st until April 21st. So you have like a little bit over 3 weeks, basically, just about 3 weeks. Also for Europe and Japan, pretty much the same deal. Japan is already available. Europe's going to be available at 1600 GMT, 1700 BST, and then go until April 21st. And they're both Japan and Europe won't start shipping until July 28th itself. Then they actually showed the merch. They have a little Loprit figurine. It's like 65 bucks for this thing. It's similar to the Alpha figurine they made a while ago, so very high quality, but still 65 bucks. So there's the Loprit. Then they had the Porksy plushie for 35 bucks. I'm just going to list them in USD. All the prices are listed down here though. And then they did put the Loprit on top of the Porksy, as you can see right here. Then you have the silver pendant Azim's crystal, 250 bucks. Looks nice. Gonna pass on that one. They're bringing back the embroidered jacket. We've had these before. These have been on sale. So this is, I guess, it was only available in one region, I think, but now it's going to be available for all the regions that are, pre-ordering here. It's a reversible jacket that one of them is Heidelin stomping on Zodiark and the other one is them kind of side by side, I guess, the start of the battle. But yeah, we've seen this jacket plenty of times on the live stream before. A bunch of Scion and other character acrylics. We have Alphino, Alice, Estinian, Graha, who looks like, come on, why would he... Do you know how many Graha stands out there just want him to look at them like that? And now... they're going to buy the stand and he's just going to look at them like that all the time. That's just how it's going to be. That's it. We have Kryl with interesting weapon choice. I don't believe that was her weapon when we've seen her we've seen her in like an encounter or two, I think, maybe back in like Heaven's Ward, maybe like a solo instance or something. I feel like we've seen her with a weapon. I don't remember if that was it, but interesting to note that she has an actual weapon here. I don't recall her even having that in Eureka, although it does seem kind of Eureka-esque. Tataru, another good one. That's my personal favorite, although I know this is going to be a lot of people's personal favorite. Oh, yeah. The Lady of Light. And then, Xenos as well. So, yeah, some pretty good ones. They have all of them lined up right here. So you can see them all together. They're all like 17 to 23 bucks a piece, approximately. So they're all pretty expensive, and they all sit atop one of the Azim summoning crystals, or one of the summoning symbols from Azim right there. Yep. You can see Xenos, Lady of Light. Well, except Lady of Light. Lady of Light has her own one, but a lot of the other characters have the Azim summoning crystal. All the Scions do. Then they had a few sound issues, took a little bit of time to fix it. Yoshi P went muted and then lied about talking about the new jobs, and then they unmuted him, and he's like, oh, well, sorry, guess you missed it. Laptop case for Amarot, that's 35 bucks. Dude, it's kind of small, but I bet you people who don't even have laptops are going to buy this just for the artwork. I'm not going to be surprised at all. Then they had this gaming mouse pad. This isn't the first time they've sold this, and it's very big, as you'll see in a second. Just got all the jobs on it, even Blue Mage, so you can see Yoshi P holding it up right here, Foxconn holding it on the other end. I don't know, for me, these things aren't exciting because I'm just going to put my keyboard over it, and it's like, then... all the cool stuff is, I can't even look at it. It bugs me. So, but either way, yeah, Yoshi P says he uses this one. It's quite sizable, meant to fit both your keyboard and your mouse. Then they have some plushy keychains, Fat Cat, Scree, and an ancient one, Amaradian. So you can see them all hanging right here. just showing the general size. Just don't squeeze the scree. This was funny. So these are plushes that also become neck pillows, so you can swap between the two. They transform. So basically, this isn't two different purchases. The Exotl becomes the neck pillow, the Morbol becomes the neck pillow, and the Memeshiba becomes the neck pillow. And then you transform them. They really struggled transforming them back into the plush form, especially the Memeshiba. But it was pretty funny because then we got Resident Sleeper Yoshi P right here. Just full on Resident Sleep. He's really committed to the bit. That's the most sleep. Little do you know, that's the most sleep that he's gotten probably in like the last 5 years. So, he probably really enjoyed that one. But then you can also see, once they're transformed, they just look like this. You can see him working on the Morbol. This looks like he's holding a Morbol up by its pants and trying to rob it. Like, that's what he looks. It's like, give me the money. It's like a cartoon shaking like a character and all the stuff falling out of their pockets. That's what it looked like they were doing when they were trying to transform these. And it looks like here again, like he's trying to transform the Memeshiba, pulling it out by its intestines. They started cracking up because they couldn't get the Memeshiba to transform correctly. Then we've got acrylic blocks. Now, these are all the collector's edition artworks, even including the 1.0, as they call it, the legacy one. Now, these are $45 each. If I was going to get one, I would probably get the 1.0 one because it's something that's not easy to get art-wise anymore. So that's, and then you can see them all lined up right here, the acrylic stands. Very expensive for an acrylic stand, but I mean, still looks nice. If I was going to get one, it would be Legacy, but I'm not going to get it. Then we have an old Charlian mug from the, what is it called? The Last Stand? The place that Dickon works. Sorry, it's just can't believe that's his name. So interesting thing about this mug, it can't go in the microwave and it can't go in the dishwasher. So get ready to hand wash it a lot, I guess, if you're going to be using it a lot and not just keeping it on display, because that's all right. That's what they said. Now, funny thing, they're actually selling job magnets here. Now they're adding Sage and Reaper. They already had all the job magnets here. They're upside down here, but that's whatever. I think it's funny because, they know probably very well about their player base that nobody knows how magnets work. So the irony in that they're selling magnets, you know what? That's probably why it's upside down, because even they don't know how nobody knows how the magnets work. That's it. They're like, oh, there's the right side. No, these are upside down. They're just selling magnets so PF can finally figure out how magnets actually work for raids. Apparently, their dev team actually uses them on whiteboards for strat discussions. Then we have masking tape, which I guess you would use for packaging. Like there's like arts and crafts, and you could use that for like gifts. But it's $7 for one roll of masking. No, I'm not. No, not happening. Now, that's the last of the stuff that can be purchased from any region. The remaining merch is North American exclusive. And oh boy, is that probably the best one you could have given me for something that is North American exclusive. It is the Moon Party FanFest 23 shirt with all of the Loporits at the rave. Oh man, I'm probably not gonna buy it, but that is definitely my favorite shirt. It's about $33. I know I'm covering it up a little bit. $32.99 USD. Although I think this is going to be a lot of people's favorite, a Heidelin shirt. I think a lot of people, they're going to like this more than the Loporit one. But this one just looks cool. Like outside of being a Final Fantasy 14 shirt, this one just looks cool. Like people who don't know 14 will be like, that's a dope shirt. I like it. Also not going to buy it. Same price, $32.99. And then we have a Zero shirt. It's fine, but like I'm not crazy about this. Especially the other two just look so much better in my opinion. But all right, it's fine, but I'm not crazy about it. And then I also really like this one. This is the last T-shirt, and it's it's got Loporits hanging out of the pocket here, and it's got Loporits walking on the bottom. They zoom in on it over here, and I really like that. That's really simple. That's one I would definitely like and wear. Again, not buying it. Same price as the others. And then the hoodie. This is the Moon Party hoodie, same design as the other one. Just it's got the Moon Party on the back and the FanFest logo on the front. This is $52.99. And then you have a tote bag, $24.99 with a bunch of minions on it. You have the Luna Tender. You have looks like a Namazu, a Shark, a Moogle, a Paiza, a Scree, and what's the one in the front? It looks like a Chocobo that's turned around. What is that? What's the one in the front? Can't tell what the one in the very front is. Either way, chat will tell me in a second. The Otter. Oh, it's the hat. Yeah, it's the hat. Oh wow, that looks weird. As it's just just the black, the outline. Either way, that's it for the merchandise. That's it for the North American merch and all the other merch. For the 10th anniversary in Japan, in Osaka, they're going to be holding a fireworks and music festival. It's basically fireworks that are set to music at the same time. No idea how that works, but Soken heard about it and wanted to do it, and he wanted the Primals to perform there, and who knows if that'll actually happen. Now, as a couple of other reminders, there is a free login campaign until May 8th. If you have a lapsed subscription or you have I don't know what all the exact particulars are. They will be listed on the Lodestone. You can log in and play for up to 96 hours. From the moment you log in, you have 96 hours from that point. So it's not just play for free forever, and it's not 96 hours whenever you feel like it. So if you have a few days that you want to log in and check out some of the new stuff, you can up until May 8th. We also have some new line stickers. It looks like it's also a campaign that comes with a free Fantasia. So line Add Me as a Friend Present campaign, which will, by participating, get you one Fantasia. Now, that's for Japan only, so sorry, but it's there. Hatching Tide is currently ongoing, and then the North American data center hardware will be updated, and there will be a 24-hour maintenance next Monday to Tuesday, Monday at 3 a.m. Pacific to Tuesday at 3 a.m. Pacific. But all of the servers will be down for 24 hours, even though it's just North America getting the hardware update. Now, with that, they just gave everyone a reminder that Blue Protocol's Japanese region network test is happening this weekend. Who knows when the global one is going to be happening, but hopefully going to hear something good about the network test. Hopefully some of the details that come out are on the more positive side, because things have been kind of mixed with Blue Protocol leading up to its release, and well, I'm just hoping that it does well. Either way, one last reminder, Final Fantasy 16 has gone gold, and so pre-order. That's it. And then we had back to Lo-Fi Girl, Final Fantasy 14 Lo-Fi Girl. But that is it for the producer live letter number 76. 77 will have a lot more in-game footage and information, probably some more stuff about FanFest and other details about the 10th anniversary and whatever else they got going on at this point. That being said, that's going to be a wrap for my video covering the live letter. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share, and stay tuned. And don't forget, we've got a ton of other stuff coming out for 14 over the next year myself. We're doing a bunch of retrospects where we're looking back on old patches and how I remember them and what they added in those patches, so we can compare them to the more current patches and see just kind of how the game has evolved over the last 10 years for the 10th anniversary. So we've been putting out a lot of videos about that, and I hope everyone has been enjoying them. So be sure to go check those out. Anyway, I'm going to get back to my live stream. I got State of the Realm later today as well. So I will see all of you on YouTube in the next video. Those of you on Twitch are going to continue onward. And until next time, take care.